Okie dokie. So, this video is going to be probably a couple minutes longer than my usual videos, just because I'm playing catch up. I missed February 24th and March 3rd because we didn't do videos apparently February 17th. But I'm also sorry that it is late at night and it's not Monday, so I need to just kind of work it out with the guys because Mondays don't work for me anymore. I got my job back on campus, so yeah, Mondays just don't really work for me. But yes, so from February 24th, which was my dad's birthday actually, what is your style? How is it different from the stereotypical manly man? Would you change, or would your style change if your body lined up with your mind? Okay, so my style is rather masculine. I really don't think there's anything feminine about my style anymore, with the exception of maybe the only thing me-wise that's really feminine is like some of my physical features, and I can't really help that. Like, I have really dainty hands. Not as dainty as like my friend Tari, whose hands are like half the size of mine, and it's adorable because, you know, she's like my height. But you know, I don't really have control over that. My preferred style, and I feel completely like I'm revealing this to you guys in all confidence, not that, you know, anyone out there can't find this video. I would totally be down for looking like the stereotypical frat boy. Like, I would totally do like the backwards hat thing with like a bow tie and shit. Like, I see them all over campus all the time, and I'm like, dude, I wish I could look like that. I wish I could, you know, have their like V-shaped body and everything, but I don't. I try. I'm starting to. My body has naturally changed, and I did actually a comparison. It's on Twitter, not YouTube. It's on Fuck Yeah FTMs on Tumblr and my transition Tumblr and all that fun stuff. Yeah, it's there. But, you know, my body has changed and this, that, the other. And it's awesome, but it's not ideally, you know. If I could be ideally, my body would be like tiny ass waist. I'd probably have like a 32 waist, but now I have a 42 waist, which fluctuates due to me gaining and losing weight so inconsistently and whatnot. But yeah, that's that. Being a trans feminist or defending women in any way, how do you do it? Okay, so this there are three personal my identification of like feminist and whatnot extremes here. Feminazis, I hate that term, but it's kind of the only way you can describe them. The feminists who are like, women must be on top, men need to go, stomp out the patriarchy. Yeah, that. I have a friend like that. I haven't talked to her since like before graduating, to be honest. I don't know. She's gotten a little bit better because I see her Tumblr sometimes show up on my feed and whatnot, but she's getting better about that, in all honesty, because her significant other came out as trans and is now transitioning, and she isn't quite in your face, like, stomp out the patriarchy anymore. I can tell you she's still hardcore feminist, but she isn't, like, kill all the men and all that shit anymore. Then type 2 is the type that basically are like, yes, men and women need to be equal. Sorry about that. I'm like trying not to like let this drain into my mouth. I think my sinuses, sorry. Yes, they want men and women to be equal, but then they don't include trans women or trans men, and I'm like, the fuck, bro? And then the third type, which is technically the true definition of what feminism is, which is, you know, no matter what your gender is, you should receive equal treatment, which personally that more so sounds like what the true definition of a humanitarian is, which is what I personally identify as. As a humanitarian, I'm like, I give no fucks what's in your pants. I care about whether or not you can do the job. I care about whether or not you're doing what you should be doing. I just care about you as a person. I don't give two fucks. I treat everyone with the same respect no matter what, even if they've treated me like shit. Simple as that. So that is where I stand. I will stand up for women. I, even tonight, like when I was walking around with my friends, my PBBF, my Pledge Brother best friend, was talking about how she knows who her big is, because we're not supposed to know this yet. And she was like, she kept messing around with pronouns, and she was like, it. And I'm like, to like try and throw us off, and we're like, okay, yeah, you know, what gender is it? And I'm like, no, that is offensive. Even if that person is cis-identified, I stood up for them regardless. So, yeah. And I'm sorry if I'm like being extravagant in my hand gestures tonight. It's late, I'm tired, and I have to be up in like 7 hours. But I wanted to do this now. Okay. And then I was caught up because I apparently only missed 2 weeks of videos. This week's video, though, if you could tell the general public one thing about the FTMs, what would it be? Okay, this doesn't even apply just to FTMs. This is to gender identity, sexual orientation, anything along those lines. Personally, the one thing I would tell the general public is that there is no one way to be anything. This applies to being gay, trans, or anything out there. There's no way to be an anime nerd. There's no one way to be a flute player. There's no one way to be anything. And it kills me because, like, for example, with the media perception and portrayal of how, like, trans people are. Like, on Glee, there is Unique, who is a trans woman who, you know, struggles with everything, and I feel like there is the stereotypical way that trans women are portrayed, and that is the stereotypical way. And it bothers me because it was the same way on, like, the L Word, when Max's character came out and started transitioning. And everything was a certain way. Like, they are expected to want to do hormones, they are expected to want to have surgery, they are expected to do this, that, the other, and it drives me insane. This is literally the one thing I would want the general public to know. And if you guys actually have not heard about this before, I think I might have mentioned it before in a video, maybe. There is a project, and it's called the Trans Enough Project, and I would really like you guys to watch this video specifically. This video is perfect for at least the FTM community, because, you know, it's the best way of putting it. You know, you're not expected to want to have top surgery. You're not expected to want to have go on hormones. You're not expected to want to go to the gym and be the manliest man there could ever man. And, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you don't have to want to look like an Abercrombie and Fitch model. Like, really, there's no reason to want to have to look like that unless you genuinely want to. Like, personally, I am not the lightest or most fit person in the world, and I know this. I'm completely okay with this. I mean, I'm not okay entirely. Like, I would like to lose some weight, but I know that I am me, and I am not going to change that for someone just because they don't like it. You know, something like that, you know. But there is no one way to be trans, and it drives me insane that it doesn't even just apply just to the trans community. But yes, so check this video. I'm going to put it one more time in case you missed it right here. And I will see you guys hopefully on Monday, but probably not. I will find a day that works for me, and hopefully I'll be able to switch with someone. I don't know how long this is now, so I'm going to end this. And I will see you guys next week. Next week's topic is kind of interesting, so yeah, bye guys.